Alright, I'm Jansen, and I'm doing this little video on Serial Season 3, Episode 2, You've Got Some Galls. Amazing title for the episode. Anyway, so the biggest takeaway for me for the whole episode was just how... Well, it's hard to say, roughly handled all of Judge Gall's cases were. Like, he was brutally honest. He's interacting with everyone. He's doing stuff that's kind of unconstitutional, but he's not actually going through with it. It's like a threat to like make somebody listen more. And I thought that was it's really smart. What else I had here? Anyway, so we started the whole entire episode with Terrell, who was a 19-year-old who stole a car and got into a chase, and Judge Gall didn't hold back, especially because Terrell had a kid that he had with a girl when he was 18, and he didn't have a job, and he wasn't really paying child support, and he wasn't really raising the kid, which that really pissed Judge Gall off. He let him have it. And he said he was gonna tell him he can't have another kid out of wedlock, otherwise he would put him in jail. Like, he would consider that a violation of his probation, which he is completely illegal. Like, he can't do that, but it was just a threat to make Terrell listen and go, okay, I'm not gonna have any more kids till I'm married. Which is good. Yeah, you don't want your kids being raised by a loser who doesn't even bother to put money into them or raise them or anything. That's messed up. What else did I have here? Another thing that Judge Gall really loved doing was putting people on probation, because with probation you have control over people. Like, if this guy violates probation or this guy does that, you can just send him to jail. That was his whole thing, was he always wanted people to have probation, if he could do it. Like, he didn't mind sending people to jail. It's just with probation, he had so much more control over them, so he could make them better, sort of. Yeah. What else did I have? Another case we had in this episode was of Vivian, who was pretty similar to Terrell. She was, I completely forgot how old she was, but she had, I think it was at least one kid, and she just loved doing drugs. Oh man, she just loved her drugs. And in this episode, this was her 5th time in front of Judge Gall, and she had been caught with some cocaine. She had failed her drug test. Yeah. And she worked late at a casino, like late nights at a casino for $10 an hour to raise her kid. It might be kids, I don't remember completely. But Judge Gall didn't like that. He was like, why are you working at a place where you're going to get offered drugs and stuff? Like, late night at a casino as a single mom. Yeah, that's pretty stupid. And he basically said that. He said, yeah, you're pretty dumb. Yeah, Gall always went for remorse. He wanted the people to know what they did was wrong. He always wanted them to feel that and know it. And that's just something he always went for, was remorse. That's something, I think the episode said it, but I kind of noticed it, is he always wanted the person to feel bad for what they did and go, yeah, man, I screwed up really bad. What am I doing? And you saw that. I think Terrell was the main one I saw that in, and he was like, yeah, I've been going down a bad path and stuff. I'm trying to think if there's anything else on here that I can say. Judge Gall, he loved talking in interesting ways. He loved calling black people like brother and dude and stuff. using terms you wouldn't really expect a guy to work in government or a guy with such a serious job to be saying. Like, I don't know, whenever I think of a judge, I think of somebody sitting there sternly staring at you going, yeah, you messed up. I'm gonna send you to jail. I'm not thinking of a guy who's calling black guys brother and stuff. And obviously that's something that makes you cringe. This is an old guy calling a black guy brother. Yeah, I think that's about all I have for Serial Season 3, Episode 2. I liked the layout of this episode way better than the first one. The first one seemed kind of choppy to me. This one, it was went pretty, normal. Just went kind of point A to point B to point C. With all the little mini stories from Judge Gall's courtroom. And I like hearing little mini stories. It's pretty fun for me. Sorry if I'm doing a little yammering. I don't know, I just like talking. Yeah, that's about all I have. Thanks for watching.